seeing path. And at the same time, he will get a lot of powers according the Sutra and according these texts said 1,200 different types of miracles he will gain it. But it's also really inconceivable for us because it's saying that at that moment when he achieved the first Burmese, a joyful ground, at that moment, he can go 100 different universes. So it's inconceivable, right? And offering to 100 different Buddhas, lesson from 100 different Buddhas, checking 100 different universe, and something like that. Then don't have to worry about that time milking milk from panther cow. So at that time, so you can even you can milk from the horn, not from breast. At that time, so like that in the first Burma you will reach like that stage, and then those first Burma actually practice all 6 parameters: generosity, discipline, or moral conduct, and patient, diligent, concentration, and wisdom. But he focused more generous parameter in the first stage. How then how we know whether he is a first Burmese or not? Because we are really difficult to judge them whether first Burmese or others. Ordinary beings is certainly not able to judge others' stage. In many ways, Buddha himself also said that only those like me can judge others. No others can judge others' stage. Others, if you judge others' stage, it will probably destroy yourself. He also run us like that. But if we are lucky to have an opportunity to judge someone, whether they are Arya level or not, Burmese level or not, all those things, through the reasoning, through the logic, through the reasoning, that's we can judge, but also it can make mistake. Cannot rely on ordinary consciousness that much. But what is here said that those Burmese who already obtained the first stage or first joyful stage, joyful ground, once they heard that somebody begging, please give me something, just only heard about this word, his excitement or happiness is far more than arhat person or somebody attend arhat stage. He will have a kind of that joy. And then at the same time, if you are already first Burmese stage, then you can practice, if there's really necessary, you can give your flesh, very flesh, if necessary, if you can donate to your heart or donate to your body, all those things. Until reach the first Burmese, actually Mahayana practice not really much recommend you to donate your own organs to others, it's because our compassion is not stable. Compassion can be done in a very bad way. So, if you already reach the first bhumi, then you already cutting the clinging self. You don't have the self-attachment, and then at that moment, they will able to generosity their own flesh, flesh, on flesh, if somebody need it. And once we seeing that who are happily cutting their own flesh without suffer to others, without using any chemical, modern those numbing, the injections or those things, without using those things, then we can judge him not really normal. we can judge. We can judge his meditation stage is already reaching really high. Even though he's now have any suffer with cutting his own flesh by very sharp knife or something like that. So in already region, that's what we can see. But anyway, the first Burmese, although they practice all 6 parameters, but they more focus on generosity, and so that first Burmese practice. And then another I wanted to tell here, when we say joyful and happiness, we have to using this kind of happiness and joyful, these words. We think first Burmese will get extra happiness. We think like that, right? Actually, they wouldn't get any extra. They only experience what they have already have. But we not experience it, although we have already. As I mentioned last night, since beginning last, we are purity, but we are not experience it. But first Burmese experience it. That's why they said joyful, but they're not getting any extra joy. For example, I give you example. When you carry very heavy thing in here, in a right shoulder, walk a mile or few miles, and you bend this, and you just move on the left shoulder, you feel get some happiness on your right shoulder, right? Did you get any extra happiness? No, you wouldn't get any extra happiness. You just experience what you have. It's the same thing. Same thing, because we are right now, it's the same thing. The Bodhisattva, first Bodhisattva, they just experience what it is. They were, and they're abandoning this what called those impurity, pollution, or Buddhist if using Buddhist terminology, defilement, kalasha. They abandon those, and then we experience the real things, real what we are. Experience we are. Then they are joyful, happiness. And okay, then that's I'm consider covered the first chapter. If you have any question on it, please.
Hi, Kempo. So you're saying that at the first Bhumi level, they will experience joy, and all the way up to 10 Bhumi, there'll be different levels and different experience of emotion. This emotion that we say about, right, is it the same emotion as what we feel when we're feeling joyful? Is it similar or is it different?
I think it's completely different. Their joy is real joy. Our joy is that we are looking at, we are having concept that suffering is happiness. We are, for example, like if we think 5-star hotel and king bed and sleep on it is a happiness, right? If it is the happiness, if you sleep without a workout for 10 days, were you still happy? No, even if you continually sleep the 10 hours, you probably bored, get bored. That means it's not happy, but if you just attach it, it's happy. At the same time, which is favorite food is yours. And when you're eating it, you think it is a happiness. If it is a happiness, then if you eat every time and without a stop, you should be always happy, not getting any suffering from it. If you eat continually 1 hour or 2 hours, you get suffer from it. That means it is not happiness. So we are attaching things that are not happiness. So it's different.
So in that case, Bodhisattva will not be swayed or will not have any form of emotions, is it? Will Bodhisattva have emotions?
Emotions.
First Bhumi onwards.
Okay. Emotions in when we're using the English language and for explain the Dharma, we still have to say that Bodhisattva has emotion because has devotion, compassion. So in using English languages, when we explain that compassion is emotion, right? We usually say compassion, emotion. So that in this side maybe troublesome emotion or negative emotion. Bodhisattva do not have any kind of a negative emotion. Afflictive emotion or kalacha. In the Sanskrit, they use kalacha. In the Tibetan, we use nyamon, which makes suffer, and it's also defilement. Bodhisattva. In a name of defilement, still Bodhisattva have, but those Bodhisattva defilement doesn't work. Defilement doesn't function as a defilement. So that means it's just name, so from first Bhumi, actually they do not have any worldly emotion, like ordinary emotions. They have already abandoned all those negative emotions. That's why how many times they have to reborn this samsara, they will, instead of getting bored and suffering, they are happy. You know, the first Bhumi, they born, the Arya Bhumis, they born in this samsara again and again for sake of us, for benefit for us, for teaching for us. They come again and again, and but they will not pollute it or by any samsari things, and also they will not suffer. Even as I mentioned, cutting their own flesh, they will not suffer. It's just a play, kind of And because we are, it's the main reason that we are suffer when cutting our hand or flesh, because we are attached first ourselves and then my body. We are attaching on it's like our my. But first Bhumi already abandoned the attach of self-clinging already from root out. Therefore, they do not have any ordinary emotions. Only we can use post-step emotions. Wisdom, which is associated with wisdom, compassion, ultimate compassion. Okay?
Sorry, Kempo. So you were saying Arya Bodhisattvas, must they be a human being? Because from your explanation, it seems like we are assuming that they will be human because they can cut off their hands.
Well, Arya Bodhisattva can be any forms. Even it can be a bridge.
What?
Form as a bridge. Bridge.
Formless.
Bridge. Okay, Arya Bodhisattva can form as a bridge and can form as a cushion, can form as your hair. You know, Arya Bodhisattva can form any different things which can make other people, help other people, which could help other people. Arya Bodhisattva can form all 6 realms, but one thing is to say, generally speaking, Arya Bodhisattva are not born in a formless realms. Usually in a formless realm, they cannot help each others because they don't have form. Formless realm, Bodhisattva, Arya Bodhisattva born here is by their choice, by their control in their hand. So why they born here? Because they know that there is some benefactors. So they don't born in formless realm. It's a waste of time. Just born in formless realm. That's why generally they were not born in formless realms. But other than that, they will born in hell realms. If there is any benefactor, they will go hell realm as a ngomba drug. You know what? When you know the some bird who are survive in the sea. They really enjoy to go into the sea, right? It's the same like Bodhisattva very much enjoy to go hill when there's a benefit, when there's a beneficial work of a fish. So
Arya Bodhisattvas can choose where they are born in. So, for example, if Arya Bodhisattva wants to be born in a human realm, but they have already realized. So, ever since they are a baby, they are supposed to be free from the emotions.
Mm-hmm.
So, the baby will not behave like a normal baby. So then he will not be a normal kid. Then he will not be a normal adult. Then how?
Yeah, very good thinking. You know, if they don't behave as normal people, they can't help normal people. Because normal people will think they are really crazy. You know, they have to behave according normal people in order to lead normal people. If you born in an ox to leading other ox, you have to behave in everything is ox. Otherwise, you cannot lead the ox. It's the same thing. So, Bodhisattva were purposely born in a human form to leading us. They have to behave exactly the normal person. You know, like that.
So, but do they know that they are pretending to
Themselves, of course. Of
but
course.
they have no choice but just to continue acting.
Yes.
Oh.
They're pretend as real. They have to pretend as real. Otherwise, they cannot lead us. Yes, they, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Hi, Kempo. If Buddha is born from Bodhisattva, then if at the 10th Bhumi, right, the Bodhisattva take the vow to remain as a Bodhisattva, then who will go on to the path of Buddhahood? Who will become Buddha?
Sorry, again.
Okay. If Buddha is born from Bodhisattva,
Uh-huh.
then at the 10th Bhumi, do they take the vow to remain as a Bodhisattva? Then if so, which Bodhisattva will move on to become a Buddha?
10th Bhumi. 10th Bhumi moved from their stage to Buddhahood. Then?
If at the 10th Bhumi, they take the vow to remain as a Bodhisattva, I'm not sure, maybe I'm wrong.
But you mean that you think there's only one 10th Bhumi? Okay. Oh, okay. Very good. Okay. Actually, these things are very strange. If you are on the bus, which is going to the maybe City Hall or Johor Bahru, or you are already on the bus, if you want to stop, want to stay in the same place, but the bus will bring you to Johor Bahru because you're already on the bus. So it's the same thing, because you already generated bodhicitta, which means you want to achieve the Buddhahood, and also you already accumulated 6 paramitas diligently. So then, like that. Okay. Oh, okay.
Thank you. It has been very, very interesting. I'm still trying to sort out what you have said.
Okay.
But sounds like there are positive things which naturally exist, which you said like compassion, and negative thing like karma and suffering, which you create and actually accumulate. And as you said, compassion side is already there, but we cannot feel it, right? And when you take your burden, like you said, you are carrying something very heavy on your shoulder. If you take it out, you can feel the compassion. Okay, I'm still wondering, is there any, say the size of compassion? Some people has large size of compassion. Some people has a kind of small number of compassion. And at the same time, on the karma side, some people has huge compassion, but at the same time, huge karma. So, like your pie is very large, like 10 compassion, 10 sufferings. And some people having like 3 compassion, but 0 suffering. So, is that something, compassion is something, it just exists already and you don't pick it up, or is there anything like compassion you can develop or you can pick up more? And what do you think? People coming with 10 compassion and 10 suffering, and people come from 5 compassion but 1 suffering, which is better?
Of course. You know, there's 2 things, I think, which I mentioned earlier. Your experience, which you have naturally have, the excitement. That's also, we just labeling the ultimate compassion. But that ultimate compassion, that is the real compassion, which we are talking here today, in 3 categories. Those compassion is things we definitely able to develop once. So every sentient beings have potential to develop that kind of compassion, not only 10, hundreds, or have a potential to immeasurably. But right now, we are sentient beings, just ordinary beings. That's why we can't be zero compassion, but maybe it's a we are like as you you measured. We have a negative emotion or more. Compassion is really little. That's why we are ordinary beings. We are able to develop compassion and more, and negative emotion less and less. Even there are no negative emotion, then it becomes a bhumi. So, which one do you think is a better? Bhumi is a better, or ordinary thing is a better? Then you will know which one is better. I mean, of course, who has a full compassion is much better than who has a full negative emotions. So here still we these two aspect. When we're talking about developed compassion, that means those compassion are the kind of method, skillful. It's a quality which we can develop. And when we're talking about reality, and it's a more wisdom part, object of the wisdom. So it's a little bit, there are two different things are going on here. It looks like confusing and making sort of the more difficult way, but it's actually we need to go these two way for several hours to not falling nihilist, not falling in eternalism. We need to go together, study together, and practice together. Or even Chandrakirti himself said that in order to go other edge of the samsara, as we are bird of the Bodhisattva, we need two wings of the wisdom and a method. If we don't have the wisdom and the method wing, we cannot fly over other edge of the samsara. Say like that. So that's why we have to bring together these Chandrakirti also. That's Nagarjuna's Mulamadhikarika made him to worry, and then that's why he expanded to method side to explain more, like 10 bhumis, 6 paramatas, 3 compassions, all those things. So these things we can develop. These things can develop like until immeasurable. Compassion should to develop compassion until immeasurable, not only 10, not only 100. Should develop until immeasurable way. So immeasurable ways means if we focus on immeasurable sentient beings and wishing all those sentient beings free from the suffering, actually our compassion is already more greater than count, measure. It's already immeasurable. So keep that compassion, keep that positive emotion, and develop that positive emotion until we are like our own habits, until we, without having any difficulties to have this compassion. Then very easy to gain this first bhumi. So we are gaining this the cause of the bodhisattva.
But does that something like automatic? When you develop your compassion, at the same time, does that diminish your karma, or do you have to work on the both side?
Okay. Well, of course, whenever you develop compassion, you are also accumulating karma. Good karma, not bad karma. Good karma which also reborn you and better life, which the life has a better opportunity to meet the authentic teacher, receive incitable teaching. Those kind of karma you can be created once you develop compassion, positive attitude. So that will make a karma. And until reach bhumis and 10th bhumis, you can also accumulate some karmas, contaminate. But right now, whatever we create karmas are the contaminate karmas. Once bhumi reach bhumi stage, when they create karmas, uncontaminated karma, incontaminated. Can you use? Can I use? Yeah, uncontaminated karmas. That means pure karmas, without pollute with negative, worldly attitude or thinkings. That kind of karmas, they can create it. Also, bodhisattva have to create those karmas because they have to born in this samsara. They will not born in this samsara without cause and conditions. They were born in this samsara with cause and conditions. Their cause and condition and our cause and condition to reborn in samsara is different. Our cause and condition reborn here is created by the defilement. But bodhisattva born in this samsara by karma, which is created by compassion, created by this bodhicitta. So they also created karma as well, but the positive karma, good karma.
Thank you.
Okay.
Kempo, my question is, it seems to me that compassion is the utmost important to walk the Mahayana path. My question is, how do one know that one has developed real compassion?